We've talked a lot in recent months on Five Live Breakfast about your coffee cups, or more to the point, what happens to them when they are done. Well, 2.5 billion coffee cups are thrown away in the UK each year, but only 1 in 400 of them are recycled. Well, Costa has now started a new trial for handing cups back to be recycled. Troyan Restoric is the founder of the Hubbub Foundation, who have their own ideas about what to do with your used cups. Morning to you.
Good morning.
So, just to remind us, the coffee cup itself, why is it such a challenge to recycle these disposable cups?
So they look like papers, and 95% of them are paper, but 5% a lining is plastic. So they're both recyclable, both the paper and the plastic is recyclable. The difficulty is to separate those two things so they can be recycled, and that's very expensive to do, and that's where the problem lies.
And the problem also is there's not many places in the UK where you can actually do that, are there?
No, because you need to separate them, you actually need to take the coffee cups out of the waste stream, so you need to get them together first. That's one problem. And then there are just 2 sites in the UK where they can be recycled. That's correct.
So Costa are trialling this scheme where customers can hand in cups. I mean, that's a pretty big step forward, isn't it, for such a major change to do this, to do this. What's your view on that?
So I think Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall ran a BBC programme sort of shining the spotlight on something they'd rather not have been exposed, really, which was the fact that there only 1 in 400 cups recycled. And the industry's acting really fast now because of that publicity. So it's great to see that Costa are recycling these cups. Actually, what they're doing is that they've linked up with somebody and they're trying to amend most of those cups into things like egg cartons. So that's a good start. But it is just a start. We need to do much more. So I think they're expecting to get about 40 cups a day from their stores because, you know, when you have a takeaway coffee, that's exactly what you do. You take it away. So you tend to leave the store. So
so 40 cups per store?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So what you drink it there and you hand it back in there?
Yeah, or you finish it and then you take it back in. So so what we've been doing at Hubbub is actually putting recycling bins in places where we think they might end up. So on the high street, in libraries, at universities. So that's one of the major differences between the schemes.
And how has your trial been going?
Yeah, it's been interesting. So putting bins on the street is a bit of a challenge. Some of the coffee cup companies have little vouchers on their cups for free coffee. So people have been breaking into the bins. So they're now like Fort Knox. So they're all locked down. But we've got a target of 20,000 cups in 2 months from Manchester. We're over halfway. We've got 10,000. And unlike Costa, what we're doing is we're recycling the cups back into other plastic products. So we're giving a local charity in Hampshire, in Manchester, loads of products for them to green the city. So the cups that people are recycling will actually come back into the city as sort of things like plant pot holders, plant pot containers and other things like that. So they're actually greening the city.
That's a lovely idea. I mean, how successful? Do you have to hit your target then for the city, the local authority, to say, OK, people are on board with this, we're going to do it?
Yeah, I mean, the public has to get involved. So the public has to be, first of all, willing to put cups into the bin. And secondly, willing to put cups into the bin which aren't contaminated with lots of other things, because as soon as they're contaminated, then they can't be recycled. So it's a real public challenge. The public in Manchester are responding absolutely brilliantly, so it looks encouraging. And then the next big challenge for us is to persuade the coffee cup retailers that it has gone well and that this is something that should be more than a trial.
To show you how addicted we are as a nation to coffee, people are trying to break into your bins to get free vouchers.
It wasn't something we'd expected to happen.
Goodness me. Troyan, thank you very much indeed. That's Troyan Restoric. He's founder of Hubbub Foundation, and as you heard, they've got a scheme going in Manchester to recycle your coffee cups. So if you walk past one of those bins and you have a coffee cup and you finish, chuck it in there because they need to meet that target to carry on the scheme.